Hello, it's Lawrence Romanowski, and this is one of several videos on my 1952 Bentley R-Type standard steel saloon. I've done one which is basically documenting a 200-kilometer trip to Canmore and back in the Canadian Rocky Mountains, just showing oil temperatures and pressures and driving impressions and some history on the car. This video I will attempt to go through the exterior and the interior, pointing out cosmetic issues or flaws with the car. I mean, they all look good in pictures, but until you get up close to them, you know, you see all the little bits. So this car still has some bugs on it from being driven in the mountains, but I just wanted to give a short video of it. So this car was painted in the 90s, so the paint's 20 years old. It's only done a couple thousand miles since then, but it's been 20 years. So it's a combination of, the whole car is a combination of good original. Some stuff has been redone, you know, the headliner, the paint. Some stuff is original but serviceable, you know, the leather, the carpets, you know, the wood has been redone. Mechanically, it's just been kept in active use, and you know, mechanical work is necessary. It's had a major service just recently, so I'll show you this. And this is a bill that I just paid for $12,600. And this bill goes through replacing the windscreen and replacing the seals. It goes through replacing all of the door seals. It includes replacing the trunk seals, so all that was sorted. We had a heck of a time with the radiator. It wasn't overheating, but it was getting hot if I tried to keep you know, 55, 60 miles an hour on the highway. Not overheating, but just getting hotter than I thought it should have. So authorized a recore of the radiator, but that turned into buying a remanufactured radiator from Flying Spares in the UK, and then they had trouble fitting it. Anyway, that was about $5,000 to get that all sorted out. The parts bill from Flying Spares was about $5 grand. And there was about 40 hours of labor, and they went through all the systems, went through the brakes, the mechanical part, the hydraulic part, went through the Bezier system, which is the oiling of the chassis, went through bleeding the shocks and the oil feed to the rear shocks from the gearbox. You know, the windshield wipers, the windshield wiper squirters, etc., etc. They took every light bulb out, cleaned all the contacts, and replaced all the bulbs in the car. Just a really thorough going over. And I didn't set a budget. I just said, just go through the car and make sure everything works. Okay, so well, then you get a big bill. And I've spent $20,000 on it in 2 years, and the guy before me spent $30,000 in the 1,000 miles he owned the car. Although that $30,000 was spread over a decade or so. Okay, so paint is serviceable. It looks lovely. People on the street think it just went to Pebble Beach. Of course, there's no orange peel. It was all taken apart properly when it was painted, so there's none of the masking marks that you might see. Door gaps are decent. You know, the hood fit is okay. You know, it's a little bit wider here, but I don't know what to do about it. It's just the way it is. It's free of any real dents or scratches of anything meaningful. You know, but on very close examination, you know, there's the odd crack in the paint. There's the odd little scuff, the odd little mark. You know, the chrome trim. Some parts are better than others. Some of it has a little bit of pitting. The light lenses are all good, but they're not brand new. So basically what I'm saying is this car is a presentable driver, and my focus isn't been on you know, buffing it to within an inch of its life and showing it. My focus is on getting all the mechanical systems operating properly so it can be safely and reliably driven, and it has. It's never let me down. Okay, so windscreen is good, no real pits in it. We just did the seal on that. I put these seat belts in. I know they look kind of funny, um, but they're seat belts. I have this like World War II vest with thick leather that I put over the seat just to keep it from wearing. It's original. It's serviceable, I would say, and it has a lovely aroma and a lovely patina. And I really don't want to recover it, although it's starting to split in a couple places, and it's been repaired a few times. So I'm describing this leather as serviceable original, but I really don't think that anybody should replace it. It would be a shame. Carpets are decent, getting thin in a couple of places, but I think you can see that there, but serviceable. Okay, so wood has all been redone. It's beautiful. It's perfect. There's no problem. Headliner is new. Wool headliner is in decent shape. All the cappings are good. Door panels are all good. Again, original, serviceable. The guy before me put in these kind of strange brackets. I never knew what they were really for. But anyway, I rigged up the seat belts to work. It's not beautiful, but anyway, I didn't really care about that. You don't even have to take the seat belts. You can just leave them out. But I have kids and a wife, and it just made sense for me to do that. Put seat belts in the back. I run this car with car seats, and it works fine. They're all secure in there. The picnic tables are all perfect and good. So looking around, we have the leather. It's a little bit dry, a little bit worn, serviceable. Carpets are serviceable. Headliner is good. There's no leaks in the interior, and what happens with that is that the seals dry out, then the water leaks in, and the water wrecks the headliner, and it's a big job to do that. So that hasn't happened on this car, and that's one of the reasons from Flying Spares I bought every single new piece of weather stripping I could think of from the catalog. And I redid the front window just so I didn't have further problems, and that's kind of the attitude you need to have with one of these cars, because if you let them go, the maintenance work that is required quickly increases exponentially. Okay, all the doors shut well, close well. I'm not thrilled with the tires. They're like just a modern tire, and the guy who did it bought the tires. They're too big, and the tire should fit in there, and it doesn't, so it's got to fit up there, and then it takes up all the storage space. So really, at least I should probably just get one correct size spare at least and put it in the correct place. All of the tools are there. There is a strap. The only thing not there is this strap, which is to hold the trunk open if you've got really large luggage. It's broken in two, but you could take that to any tack shop and get them to fix it. The inside of the trunk is just okay, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, and overall, my kids like it. Overall, it's like I said, a combination of refurbished, original, serviceable, but the emphasis of the car is that it is a driver, and I've been concerned about like I said, the mechanical systems and making sure it works properly, and making sure that at least under my custodianship the car is improved, and that it's not bodged, and like I said, you can get in the car and take your kids and have it idle at Starbucks for half an hour, and it doesn't get cranky at all. Okay, so I guess the last thing I can show you is the engine bay, which looks like an engine bay. If I had more time, I'd take it all apart and paint it and so forth, but I don't have any time. So it's a little bit grubby in there. You can see the radiator is fresh. This stuff could be tidied up a bit. It does have the tools and the all the correct pieces and parts, and is unmodified. I'll show you the other side of it. I let my kids play it. It's just a car. I let wasps crawl in. Okay, so I guess this solenoid looks a bit out of place. It was replaced in the last few years with a previous guy, but all you can see new distributor cap and new belts, and we've points and everything else. We've gone through it. It doesn't. It's slightly wet, slightly. There's a very minor seepage from somewhere, but again, I'm not too worried about this. It works properly. And I guess they show you the chassis plate there. And there you go. Anyway, that's this video. 1952 Bentley R-Type standard steel saloon, 4-speed manual. I guess I can show you that because it's a little bit funny where it is. And the reason it's there is because pre-war, a lot of English cars were fabric bodied and they didn't have doors on the driver's side, and so they only had a door on the passenger side, and so that's why they put it there. And then they added doors on both sides of the car, but they didn't feel the need to move the gear selector. So if you're wondering why the gear selector is on that side of the car, that is why it's there. Anyway, these guys are having a good time. Hope they don't fall out of it. So I'm going to go now. Lawrence Romanowski from Calgary, Canada, 1952 Bentley R-Type standard steel saloon.